Hi, welcome to The Broken Record on YouTube. I'm Robert Brook. Today I want to talk about a record called Legrand Jazz, Michel Legrand, from 1958. This is a reissue that came out in 2019 on Impex Records. And it's a 2 LP, supposedly all analog, 45 RPM, clearly a record that's marketed to the audiophile record buyer. And I wasn't planning on reviewing this record. A friend of mine loaned it to me, asked me if I'd like to hear it. And I said, sure, I'll give it a listen, why not? So he sent it to me, and I expected I'd just listen to a few tracks and see what I thought, and then return it. And I did that today, and the reason I decided to review the record is it's so terrible that I feel I have a duty to the audiophile public that you should not buy this Impex double 45 RPM reissue. It is just god-awful. The sound of this record is just off in so many ways. It's really hard to find anything that I could like about it. It's bloaty, it's flabby, it's got this strange hollow sound to it where you hear a lot going on up in the front near the speaker, front of the speaker, and you can hear the drum kit in the back. That sounds okay. That's about the best thing I can say about this record. But the middle is the middle has just been sucked out of the thing. There's no real bottom to it. The record doesn't really have any weight. Nothing seems to land. None of the notes seem to land anywhere. So it's lacking in impact. It's lacking in top end extension. There's no air and space in this record. It's lacking in dynamics. Everything's either pushed to the front or, like I said, the drum kit in the back. Even the bass is pretty forward on this record. These jazz, kind of large jazz ensemble records can really sound wonderful. And this one, I imagine, some of the early pressings of it might, be that way. I'm expecting that the problem with this record is the mastering and not the recording, because there are some signs on this record that, some little tidbits are right, but the overall whole of it is just disaster. Honky, shrieky horns that are cut way too loud. And, even though the drums are okay, there's no pop to the drums. Again, with that lack of impact, there's just nothing to give the music. I don't know, it's too wrong to listen to. Let me put it that way. So hopefully you haven't bought this record. You can buy one on Discogs for, right now they're selling for, I don't know, $65, $70. It would just be a complete waste of money. So don't bother with this. There's the early 6-eye pressings. There's a few of those. There's not a lot for sale. And it doesn't appear to have been reissued in the 70s. And therefore, actually doesn't appear to have been reissued in the US in the 60s or the 70s. So that's probably why they reissued it. There's just not a lot of copies available. But if you love this album and you don't want to pony up for an early pressing, or you can't find one that sounds good, this one is not the way to go. Do not waste your time. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.